This is episode 4 of my 65-day van build. If you've not seen the prior episodes, I highly recommend checking those out before watching this one. In this episode, I'm building the pocket door through the bulkhead wall, finishing the rear window, going on a side quest, building a box for a secret storage cubby, installing the insulation, as well as some electrical and solar installation. I'm using 1/2-inch plywood to make the pocket door. The sliding mechanism is simply a set of push-to-open drawer slides. They were easy to install and have held up wonderfully for the last year now. To build the door, I'm creating a cavity that the door will sit in. The trick was getting the spacing just right so that when installed to the wall, there wouldn't be any gaps for light or air to get through. Next, I finished up the rear window framing using a pocket hole jig to place some structural supports. All of this work is finicky, but is worth doing right so that you have a solid base to build from. The CNC machine is great. It's like having a second pair of hands. While you can't leave it running by itself, it does allow you to be close by while working on other things. It does an amazing job of cutting out box joints using a built-in app in the CNC software. You just enter the dimensions of the wood you're using, and it designs the joinery. Once it's cut the pieces, you just need to sand to the final fit and glue them together. Next, I worked on installing the wool insulation. I chose wool for a few reasons. One, it's a natural product, so I don't have to worry about off-gassing any volatile chemicals. Second, it's very easy to use. You can use scissors or tear the sheets with your hands. To apply, you just use spray adhesive. Third, it's a high R value at 3.6 per inch. Each sheet is about 2 inches thick, and in most places in the van I was able to double that, so I'm getting about a 14 R value across the board. Now that the insulation is mostly installed, I can begin wiring up some of the electrical components, starting with the fridge and alternator charger. My batteries live in the back on the passenger side, and both the fridge and the car battery, where I'll connect the alternator charger to, are towards the front of the driver's side. The car batteries are underneath the driver's seat, which is nice so that I don't need to drill a hole through the firewall to get to the engine. Since I'm using Bluetti for my house batteries, I'm also using their Charger 1, which uses the van's alternator to charge the house batteries. It took a little while to figure out the settings, since when I was building this, it was a brand new product for them and there weren't a lot of instructions. At this point, I had realized I had not yet sealed the bolts with the lap sealant after installing the roof rack, and it was nearly time to install the solar panels. So I set to cleaning and sealing those. I used self-leveling sealant for this, which was perfect since it flattens over the bolt heads. Then I had my neighbor help me place the solar panels on the roof. I'm installing two 200-watt solar panels that will also be connected to the house batteries, so I'll be able to charge via solar and when the van is running. I had to drill another hole in the roof to get the cable through to the batteries. For that, I used the Scan Strut rubber gland. It's worked wonderfully and I highly recommend it. That's it for episode 4. Come back next week to check out the bed installation and more. Thank you for watching.